Hi, this is Mark Bunker from Xenu TV. This is the first time I've had a chance to say hi to you since Tory and I got back from London and from Washington, D.C. What an incredible trip that was, and I wanted to thank Anonymous again for bringing us over to London and to D.C., and we had a spectacular time in both places. London was just incredible. This was the first time that Tory and I had ever been to London, and for me it was a dream come true because I've always wanted to go to London ever since I was a little kid carrying around the complete adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So one of our first stops was 221B Baker Street, and I'm not ashamed to say it. It was incredible meeting all the wonderful people too. I miss B, and who was one who kind of ushered us around much of London. Great host. We got to meet John Sweeney, the BBC reporter from Panorama. What a great night that was, having dinner with John and his wife. Man, oh man. And then of course all the fun of finding photographers, snapping our pictures from the bushes, chasing them around. That's always entertaining. So Scientology, I'm glad that you kept yourself busy while we were over there. Since we've come back, and I don't want to minimize D.C. either. By the time we had reached D.C., both Tory and I had come down with a bit of a bug, and I was the worse for wear. So I missed out on a lot of the partying in D.C. and a lot of the sightseeing as I was on the mend, and I'm still on the mend. I could prove it to you. That's not good. That's not healthy. Anyway. It was great having the event on the National Mall. It was wonderful meeting all the terrific people. Mommy Chan, thank you for bringing your breasts over to me so I could sign them, and the other wonderful women who did that, and the one dude whose breasts I signed. That wasn't quite as much fun, but I enjoyed meeting everybody, and it was a spectacular time, and now I'm back to my normal life at work. Where they're just amazed that I'm running around signing boobs. Well, there you go. Now, there's been a kind of kerfluffle that I wanted to talk about briefly here. On alt-religion Scientology this past week, there was a post made that was something along the lines of the official-unofficial stance on Tory. And I'm not going to begin to say that I completely understand everything that's going on there. I know that there's been a little bit of upset between Tory and some of the people over in Turbulation. So much so that this post was made, and it listed Tory's crimes, and it made me think, well, okay, she's got another SP declare. This is Tory's third SP declare. Tory, I don't know how you do this, but before she left Scientology and she was trying to handle alt-religion Scientology, the news group, she had done something in a post, and the critics gave her an honorary SP declare, and that freaked her out when she was still in. And then of course she left Scientology and she actually got an SP declare printed on goldenrod that she displays often in speeches and on TV. And now she's got her third SP declare. I think we ought to print this one out on goldenrod too. And I don't mean to be making light of this, because this is serious to a lot of people, and especially serious to Tory, who is very upset about the situation. And I know a lot of anonymous people are as well. And again, I don't have time to hang out on Turbulation and read all the posts and understand everything that's going on. I know Tory told me before we left for London that there was some problem in the Thunderdome, and I've never been to the Thunderdome prior to this. My reaction was, what the hell is Tory doing in the Thunderdome? I don't know anything about Turbulation.org really, or their Thunderdome, but I do know Mad Max, and I know if you enter the Thunderdome, it's kill or be killed. And I have a sense that that's what it's like on Turbulation. There are people in there who are saying outrageous, extreme things to get a reaction out of people, and that's part of the lulls, and that happens everywhere on the net. Anywhere people can post anonymously, whether it's a political news group or a gaming forum. There's always going to be people who say extreme horrific things that they would never say to a person's face. And Tory, I think, didn't know quite how to react to some of the things that were said there, and perhaps didn't react the same way, and tried to handle it the way she had tried to handle ARS in the past, perhaps. And again, I don't know all the details, and forgive me, Tory and Anonymous, if I'm screwing this whole thing up. I do know that everyone that we've met in person has been wonderful. And I think people really like Tory and me. I hope so. My great fear was, okay, you're going to bring us over to London, and I'm going to be as dull as a rock, and you're going to be terribly disappointed. But things seem to go well. And, as I said, we had a great time. I'm hoping that whatever the problem is blows over. I do know that in reading the post about Tory, one of the things they said about her was that she's deceitful, and I know that that's in no way a term that could be used for Tory. She is not deceitful. There may be some core misunderstandings here, as always happens between people. There's always people who misinterpret things. I've seen people talking, whether it's talking about Bob or talking about some things at the LMT that I lived through, that I know firsthand, what they're saying is factually completely 100% wrong, but it's what they believe. And you can't convince people otherwise. And I'm not going to try to convince anyone otherwise. All I can say is, I love Tory. Tory's a wonderful person. Anonymous, you're my pals. I know that there's some aspects of it that we don't quite understand. That we may be stepping into stuff that maybe we shouldn't step into. I know how easy it is to misunderstand things and to have things blow up into something much bigger than they really are. So I'm hoping again that this can be resolved in some peaceful way, because let me tell you about somebody who emailed me a while back. It was when the anonymous movement was starting, and this was a gay person who was very upset and emailed me that Anonymous was saying fag, moral fag this, fag that, called me beard fag. It's a word, and I understand how the word can hurt some people. It's a very uncomfortable thing for some people to hear. But I understand that when it's being used by Anonymous, it's not really a slur. It's not meant to be anything other than an inside joke. I mean, it called me beard fag. There are moral fags. I guess I would be one of those too. And this person who emailed me was incredibly upset about this, and we had several email exchanges back and forth, and I tried to explain, listen, the Scientologists that I've encountered over the years in the videos, they've said horrific things to me. But they're just words. And deep down, you can't let words bother you that much. I mean, what they want to do is push your buttons. And in some ways, I mean, that's what's going on in the Thunderdome. They're trying to push your buttons. They're trying to get a reaction for the lulz. So just, relax. And this person who wrote me said, I am so upset about Anonymous's use of the term fag that I am going to go and support Scientology. And I explained to them, listen, if you want to support disconnection, if you want to support the Rehabilitation Project Force, if you want to support forced abortions in the Sea Org, if you think that is something that you can stand behind more than the joking tossing about of a word, well then please do support Scientology. But for me, I've got to stand up for what I believe in. and not let words devastate my life. And that person turned around and said, you know, you're right. And I'm hoping that we can, you know, get past this thing with Tory too, because I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding of what the Thunderdome is and how you react to it and all of that. And Tory's not a deceitful person by any means. She's not using black Dianetics on anyone. She's my friend, and you know, I've got to stand up for her, and that's what Tommy Gorman was doing too, I believe. And Tommy, I don't believe in violence, and it's not right to threaten anyone with violence, and I support Anonymous in that. But Tommy's not a bad guy either. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all have our own quirks. I decided years ago, I was in a relationship with a wonderful woman, and what used to really drive me nuts about her was she was always late. And I decided, okay, that's the thing I'm going to love most about her. The fact that she's trying to do so much, trying to do too much, that she's always late. So I made that something that I loved about her. So that when she'd be late, I'd smile. And that's the type of things we need to do as people, to just, you know, if there's something that's bugging you, it's not the end of the world. You find a way to live together and be happy and be peaceful. You know, I don't know if any of this is making sense or if any of this helps or not. All I know is that I am crazy about Anonymous, and I love my Magooski. And hopefully we can put all these SP declares on a shelf somewhere and all be friends. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the future. I know people have been inviting us to Toronto and to Milwaukee and everywhere, and we appreciate that. I'm out of vacation time at work. I don't know about you folks, but so I'm not sure that I'll be able to fit much more traveling in right now. But wherever I do meet you, I'm always happy to shake your hand and thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. I know you people seem to, you know, want to meet me, but I want to meet you just as much, because I'm in awe of the fact that you're continuing to speak out and stand up and have your voice be heard, and you're coming up with new and effective ways to combat Scientology's fraud and abuse, and I salute you for that. And I also send a kiss out to my sweet Magooski, and I hope to see you all soon. And if not in the real world, at least here on YouTube and Vimeo and at Xenu TV. Bye.